What's up, guys? Welcome to B Sports Picks. So yesterday we had a 10-5 day, and then on the live we actually had a 5-1 day. So we almost had a perfect record on the live betting stuff. If you haven't checked out the live betting, go to the link in the description and then click on where it says Premium Discord plus live betting. I'm going to show you the screen of how very quickly of how that looks and how we're able to get that stuff. But I do have very strong play. I'm actually looking at three different games in the NBA. And let me just confirm this. We got one. Let's take a look here. 1, 2, 3. So 3 in college and then 2 in the NBA. Okay. So total of 5 different games that I'm going to be going through in this video. And then I'm going to show you something that I was working on. That's why I'm feeling very exhausted. But I'm going to show you what I've been working on, and it's going to be dramatically different or very, very profitable for us as well. I can already see it. So Michigan college game, over or under. I'm not looking at Michigan right now. I have a list of stuff that I got to do, and then I'll take a look at it. All right, so let me get right into this, and then I'll take a look at Michigan after I'm done with everything. So let me just get set up real quick. I was going to shoot the video and then come back and edit it, but it was going to take too long. So I know today there's a lot of early games and stuff, so I wanted to get this out the way. All right. What's up? Good morning. All right, so again, it was a 10. Oh shit, give me a second. So anyways, it was a 10-5 day, so it was a slight loss day. And the reason this is a slight loss day, even though we're winning, the record is winning, is because the live odds actually have very heavy juice. So depending on the odds, that's when it was either a break-even day. I have to run the numbers, but it was either a break-even day or a very slight loss day. And the reason that is because of the heavy odds. So anyways, on the live, we almost went straight up. And then that's the other reason too, is that the live bets are less unit sizes until I can confirm for sure that it's hitting for sure. Then I'm going to raise my unit size to match my regular bet size. So that's the reason it's a slight loss day. Anyways, in the last 9 days has been 109 to a 35 loss and 109 wins. That's a 75% hit rate. So that's the 9-10 a.m. morning game. All right, man. I got stuff to do. I got stuff to go through, and then I'll look at that game. So let's get into it. So what I came up with here, this is somebody else's system. I actually just took notes on exactly what they were doing, and then I kind of replicated it. And there's actually from different people, like Ken Palm. He's like the top dude for college. So I kind of replicated what he's doing. I took his stats and things like that. And then I replicated exactly what their system is for college for March Madness. So give me a second here. All right. So anyways, I took the way that they work this stuff. So for example, it's the effective field goal. If you want to see this, go to the video that I did yesterday on the live. It's streamed yesterday, and I explained this a lot better. But I'm not going to explain it that crazy today. I'm just going to give you the overall picture. So what we're looking at is the weight. So what the weight means is that it gives a heavier percentage. So effective field goal, free throws, turnover, offensive rebound, and then assists. So assist turnover ratio. These are all the numbers over here. So for every game, this actually sorts every single game on the defense and the offense. And then it looks through all these metrics, and then it gives you a score. So this is for today's games. You can see Michigan is right here. You were asking about Michigan is going against SLU. So there's a very small edge, and Michigan is stable, and SLU is mixed. So there's a very slight edge, and you can see how small the edge is right there, 0.7. So it's a very slight edge. Okay. These are the real edges that come up. Vanderbilt, Liberty, Duke, and Illinois. I can't bet on Illinois because I'm in Illinois. I would have to go into my international book, which I don't want to do. But Illinois does look very strong today. Vanderbilt looking very strong, and then Duke is looking very strong. I'm going to go through those games. I'll start with those 3, and then I'll get into the NBA, and then I'll go back to Michigan. All right, let me look at the comments, and then we can go from there. Live at halftime is impressively good. We're going to have to talk about that, man. You have to show me what you're doing with that. We'll talk deeper into that because I know, especially on the overs, sometimes they come in swinging hard. So definitely something to look at. What's up, man? Good morning. I hit a mean 6-leg last night. That pick got me from UFC, got paid $2,200. That's what's up, man. Congratulations on the alternate spreads. Yeah, that's the way you got to work it for sure, especially on live. All right, let me see what else we got over here. So anyways, these are the four games I looked at this morning. I did not like Liberty. There was a lot of reasons I scratched it off the board. But I do like Vanderbilt, Duke, and Illinois. Those are the 3 games I'm looking at. And then I have two in the NBA. And then I did something what's buying back the juice on the heavy favorites. I'll show you what those are. So let me get right into it here. So on this line move tool is literally telling you where the books are adjusting to. So like where the money's coming from and where the line is going to. Usually those don't match. So if there's a lot of public money coming in on one side and the line is being pushed the other way, that's considered the sharp line. And that's what the books are adjusting to. So if you have this tool right here, it's giving you those line movements. So for example, 76ers and Jazz, it's going down 4 points. Look at this one. The Rockets, they started as a favorite, and now they're super heavy underdogs by 8 points. So that line shifted dramatically from the Rockets. So it's actually on the Heat's favor. So I have to look at why this is showing the other way. But anyways, it's in the Heat favor. I'm not going to go through every single one of these. The one I do like for sure is going to be the which one is it? The Hawks. So the Hawks started at a -7.5 and is currently at a 10. And I'll tell you why I like this. So let me get right into this. I updated the dashboard. That's why I'm exhausted. I kind of cleaned this up. This Sharp Edge tool is 2 weeks for free if you guys want to look at that. And like this is the tool we just looked at, the line move, and then the Sharp Plays. So on the Sharp Plays, this actually every day it tells you which ones to look at. So for example, on the Hawks, that's one of the ones I'm looking at. I don't look through every single one of these. It just gives you where you should be looking. On the under, this says it's a very high confidence on the under. Philadelphia and Utah. Both of these teams are pretty much done. So there's going to be a lot of garbage time. So this doesn't take into consideration all the playoff picture, the injuries, and all that stuff. So there's definitely something you have to consider with this stuff. But it's definitely something you should look at. All right. So this is the other thing I added. Like I said, I have to work on it. It seems to have failed this morning. But this is going to be the props. And this actually goes into look to every single game. And it looks at every single player. And it goes through every single stat. So I'm sorry, not every single stat. It's filtered to the stats that we want to look at. And then it actually looks at the over-unders, the injuries, everything. So once it goes through everything, it gives it a grade. So for example, Norman Powell, 26.5 on the over. It has a 80.1 score with a grade A. Same thing with all of these guys. Like I said, I'm still working on it because this is supposed to be filtered as well. And as you can see, it's not filtered. So anyways, we have the over-unders right here, overs and unders. Eventually, this is going to be working. It was working last night, but something happened this morning. I'm not going to look at it right now. But once this is fixed, it's going to have the player props right in the same Sharp Edge tool. All right. Let's get into the games now. Like I said, there's 2 games in the NBA that I like, and then there's 3 games that I'm going to look at in college. And then I'll go back and look at Michigan for Julio. All right. So the first thing I like to look at here in the NBA is the back-to-back stuff. So Memphis is on a back-to-back. Charlotte has a one-day rest advantage. Golden State and Atlanta both are on a back-to-back. So this is not there is no edge on the rest advantage. So whenever this happens like that, you have to look on the under, which I'm not looking at. I'm actually looking at it in Atlanta. And the reason all this is different from a regular season game is because of the playoffs. So all this stuff changes after the All-Star break. Just be aware of that. Houston is on a back-to-back, and Miami is on a one-day rest advantage. And like I showed you, the line shifted dramatically in Miami's favor. There is no real reason that Miami needs to win this game. So that's the other thing about the Houston. So anyways, I'm staying away from that game completely. There might be too many injuries. I didn't look at this game. I'm not going to touch it. If the line continues to do that while I'm looking at it live, I'll probably do some live betting on that for Miami going against Houston. But I'm not touching it pregame. So two things before I start with the games is the Wizards have nothing to lose. They're pretty much out of the playoffs. Same thing with the Pacers, okay? So Pacers and Wizards, they're completely out of the playoffs, and they're going against super, super heavy favorites. Look at the Spurs. They're supposed to win by 16. Look at the Thunder. They're supposed to win by 18. So when you look at these numbers, you want to fade these super heavy favorites. And what I did is I bought it back for the Wizards at a plus 30.5. And I bought it back for the Pacers at a plus 30.5. And I parlayed both of those together. And the reason I did that is because the Spurs are locked in, I believe, to second position. So if they win or lose, it doesn't matter at this point. They're locked in. And the same thing with the Thunder. They locked in the number one position. They don't care. They don't really care about winning or losing. It's just a record thing now. So they're going to definitely sit out their starters. And the Wizards have actually been covering spreads. Pacers is a little more questionable, but I mean, you're getting 30 points on the board. Okay, so just take that into consideration if you want to take a look at that. All right, let me see here. One other big thing I added, I do like Cavaliers to win today. You can see they're supposed to win by 4. Now, again, I added this last night, which is called the sharp edge verdict. So it gives you that information from this sharp plays stuff over here. And it also takes into consideration everything on this page. So it basically scans this entire page, and it gives you a breakdown of why one team should win over the other. The only thing it does not do is takes into the playoff picture, okay? So that's why you see 2 of 5 data points are matching the Pelicans. I don't care about this verdict because it's so low. I actually like the other side, which is the Cavaliers. There's one issue with the Cavaliers I don't like. They're supposed to win by 4. You can see the line did drop. It went from a 5.5 to a 4.5. So it dropped very slightly, and it's going against the public. So the public is saying Cleveland's going to win, yet the line is shifting away from them. So overall picture, it's not looking good for Cleveland. That's another reason this gives it this priority here. But like I said, there's the playoff picture. Okay, that's the big one. So let me just read some stuff. Cleveland currently sits at a number 4 position. They're 2 games. They have 2-game lead over Toronto with the tiebreaker still in play. So if they were to win the rest of these games, Cleveland genuinely has they have to protect this seeding. So they can't afford to lose this game. That's the reason I'm going with Cavaliers. So the other situation, too, is that Mitchell is actually out. Look at this. So there's a lot of information. I'm not going to get into all the details, but Cleveland is supposed to win this game. And then Mitchell is actually questionable. So game time decision. They're more than likely going to play this dude because they want to win this game. Okay. So I do like Cleveland in this position. Let me go to the next one is the Hawks and the Warriors. The Warriors are pretty much locked into like the bubble, I believe. They really don't have a huge reason to win this game. They're both on a back-to-back. They have a crap load of injuries. I'll show you those injuries, but look at the Hawks. They definitely have a reason to win. And the reasons are they've won 11 straight games already. They're number 6 in the East, and they're super hot right now. And they're at home, and they have urgency to win. So for all those reasons, I like this. I don't like the spread. I can't remember exactly what I took it at. I threw it out to the VIP this morning, but I do like the Hawks. And now you can see the verdict actually matches this. It gives you all the reasoning why. And on top of that, you add on the playoff picture that I just talked about. And that's very powerful stuff. And you got Atlanta started at 7.5 and currently at a 10. So it's shifting in their favor. You can see how hot this team has been overall. And everything is just matching towards Atlanta. So you might want to take a look at that if you guys want. All right, let me get into college. So I do like Atlanta and I do like Cavaliers today. So now let me take a look at, Let me close this out. So I have Vanderbilt, Duke, and Illinois, okay? So from here, this screen, it gives you all the projections. So this is a good little overview. You just take a look at what's going on. If you haven't done so, go to the link in the description, click on free picks. Also, make sure you subscribe. All right. So right here, the college basketball, you go through the projections. You can see Michigan is supposed to win this dramatically, 92-78. Let me just go in here now before I get started on the three that I like. So Michigan is supposed to win this 87% chance. The difference in this score is, what is this, 14 points? The line is shifting away from them. The money is split down the middle, and the line is shifting away from them. So what this means is it's going in the favor of St. Louis. Okay, that's not a good sign. But you got Michigan is elite compared to SLU. And then pretty much shooting is better in SLU side. Turnover battle is better for Michigan. Rebounding is better for Michigan. And the free throws is better for SLU. Now, the projected tempo is 74 points per team. So that's a high tempo because the average is 68. Sorry, I'm not looking at that screen. All right. So projected tempo, this is what I was looking at. So elite, give me a second. Let me go right back into this. Michigan is 13.5. Currently at 12.5, it's shifting away from them. Just like I mentioned, Michigan is an elite team compared to top 30 over here. They split the what do you call it? The data points here, but the turnover battle is better. Rebounding is better. Shooting is better for St. Louis, so that's not a good sign. And like I said, it's going to be a fast-paced game. What else? Michigan is 87% chance. I mean, overall picture, they look pretty similar, but then you get into these details here, and it's actually better for Michigan. Points per game is a little bit higher, and then defense is better, and that's a 17-point difference. So they're scoring a lot more in their games compared to SLU. So Michigan does look strong in here. I don't know about the spread. I doubt they'll cover this huge spread because SLU looks pretty strong as well, and they have great defense. So take that for what it is. Taking Vanderbilt, Arkansas, and Survivor. Cool. Arkansas we won with yesterday. Michigan's going far. Yeah, I think Michigan has a very strong chance. All right. So we got Vanderbilt. It's the first one I was looking at. You can see 58% chance win probability. The line is stuck right there, even though they have 60% of the money, 60% of the bets, 57% of the money. So it's pretty split, and the line is kind of just stuck at 1.5. Vanderbilt is top 10. Nebraska's top 15. And then you got Vanderbilt pretty much outnumbers them in every category. And then you see the projected is Vanderbilt. And like I said, they're supposed to win this 58% chance. Overall picture looks decent. And then this is some expert insights over here. But that's actually going against what I'm saying. But I don't care. I actually like Vanderbilt because of all these other reasons that I talked about. We did the very deep analysis over here. And like I said, it went through every single metric that is shown right here. And Vanderbilt came up as a large edge, okay? Or a medium edge, I should say. So anyways, overall picture, I actually like Vanderbilt today. All right, next one I like is Duke. You can see they're supposed to win this by 17. The line is at 11. So projections show that they're supposed to win by a lot more than 11. So that's not a good sign, actually. If the projections is that much and the line is this low, there's something definitely wrong. Okay, so be careful with that. I would not touch the spread at all. I think I bought it back with, what the hell did I do? Actually, I haven't put in these numbers yet. Now that I think about it, I did NBA, but not college. So in Duke, definitely not gonna go with this huge spread of 11.5. If they're supposed to win by 17, why is this number 11? Okay, that doesn't make sense. So I'll probably do like a 9.5 or something like that. Parlay it with something else. This is an elite team, top 2 compared to TCU's top 50. Duke pretty much outnumbers them except for the free throws. 92 chance that Duke wins this game. Give me a second. 92% chance that Duke wins this game, and you can see the expert insights actually go on the opposite of what I'm saying. I take everything into consideration, but we look at all this stuff, and it still looks like Duke is going to be decent. Anyways, you can see points per game is higher. This one is super important. The defense, they tend to keep teams at a 63, as opposed to TCU. They're leaking points over here, 71. So I do like Duke in this position, but I don't like that spread because of the projections. So I'll probably do like buy it back like 10 points or something like that and parlay it with something else. All right, Illinois, like I said, I can't bet Illinois because I'm in Illinois, so I have to either look for it in my international book or something like that, which I might not do. I'll still take a look at it though. Illinois is 86 compared to 74 on a projection, 83% hit rate. Win probability. You got Illinois started from a 10.5 to 11.5. It's a split overall bets and money. Illinois is top 10 versus VCU's top 50. Illinois kind of beats them overall in the metrics. And just like I showed you over here, this is Illinois. They do have an edge, okay? So overall, Illinois does look very strong. Points per game, 85 compared to less points per game allowed. And overall picture, Illinois just looks stronger in general. And the line is shifting in their favor, and they have a win probability of 83%. So in this case, it's 12 points. I might buy it back like 5 points or 10 points or something like that and parlay it with Duke or something like that. So let me know if that makes sense. Let me know if you want me to look at another game. Otherwise, I'm going to be done. But I'm actually waiting for my props. Let's see. Props, scraped. Cool. Let me make sure. Let me see if my props came up. Give me a second because it was working in the background. So I'm going to go to my dashboard. I'm going to go to NBA. I'm going to go to props. No, it's not showing up yet. So anyways, I'll come back to, if I come up with any props, I'll throw them in the free picks. Make sure you go to the free picks. These are actually legit. If you guys want to take a screenshot of these, you want to take anything that says under, obviously you want to look on the under. And then the over, obviously you want to look on the over, okay? So I made this a little bit red. It's kind of reddish in the background. It's very slight. So that's what tells you it's red on the under. And then this is greenish. So that tells you it's over. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Otherwise, I think I'm done. Let me just give you an overview of what I said. I do like, what is this? Cleveland. I do like the Hawks because of the playoff picture. What else? In college, I like Duke, Illinois, and Vanderbilt. Okay, so that's what I'm going with today. All right, guys, I appreciate you all, man. Let's have a great day. Please make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so. Check out the links in the description. And then I have actually, if you're in my free picks, you would have got an alert this morning that if you want the 1 week pass for all the plays, you have 50% off. So I sent that link. If you did not get that link and you want 50% off, send me a text message and say, hey, actually you can go to the link or beastsportspicks.com and type in that code BEASTWEEK, and that'll give you 50% off for 1 week. I put Duke with the Hawks. That's smart. That's good. All right, guys. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you all. Let's have a great day. For some reason, we seem to be stuck at 4,600 subscribers, and it keeps getting stuck, and then like some people are leaving, whatever. So if you guys can, please share this video and also subscribe. Thank you so much. Let's have a great day.